Hello, friend. I have an invitation for you. If you just take a moment right now and feel into your heart, what is it that you really are longing for? And I'll tell you what it is that I want, and we can find out if we want something similar. What I want is peace. I want love. I want to be able to breathe freely, to know that all is well. If this is also what you want, then I'd like to make another invitation to you, just to share with you what it is that I've discovered that has been enormously helpful, even transformative for me. This is related to the search for truth, the search for security, the search for right and wrong, justice. A lot of the things that this society teaches us that we should be seeking for because society says that we need these things in order to have the peace, the happiness, the freedom that we really long for. So society teaches us that we can't just have what it is that we truly want. We have to get it conditionally. We have to go about it by first securing these other conditions. And you've probably noticed that it's pretty noisy out there on social media, in the news, in your friend circles. There's a lot of noise that is proposing a lot of things to be afraid of. Nuclear disasters, climate change, various kinds of criminals, maybe aliens, reptilians, secret societies, archons, all kinds of things. And the message is constantly be afraid, be afraid, be afraid, be watchful, be vigilant for all of the danger. And if you can just figure it out, if you can just get the right answer, find the right club, then maybe you'll be safe. Now, I know because, number one, because I live in the same society that you do. And number two, because I went down those rabbit holes for a long time, starting a long time ago. And I got caught up in those things. And not just the conspiracy theories, the news, but also trying to be spiritually perfect, trying to find the right spiritual answers, trying to figure out how to protect myself because I was so afraid. I was really, really afraid. And I thought that if I could just figure it out, then somehow I would be able to get rid of the fear. And I'll tell you that what I found is that it never worked. And what actually happened was that I just was adding fuel to the fire. So I became even more afraid, more afraid, more afraid. The more that I would try to be perfect, to get the answers, to do the right things, the more fearful I felt. the more anxiety, the more stress, paranoia, depression, hopelessness. What I finally discovered was that what I wanted more than any of those other things, more than I wanted to have the right answers, more than I wanted security, more than I wanted to join the right club, more than any of those things, more than being pure, holy, knowledgeable, perfected, more than any of those things. What I wanted was real peace, real freedom. And what I discovered, and this was not because I'm a brilliant person, it's not because I did something extraordinary. I just discovered through an extraordinary amount of pain, failure, disappointment, and despair that the one thing that I had not done was to totally let down my guard. And I don't mean to the outside. I don't mean to, you know, strip myself of all of my outer protections to be naked and starving. I don't mean that. But I mean inwardly to finally let go of all of the defenses against my own direct experience, against the terror that I was carrying around with me. Because what I noticed was that I had always been trying to avoid that. I had been always trying desperately to get rid of it, to outrun it, to overcome it, to outsmart it, but always on guard against my own experience, the fear, the stress. And that was the one thing that I had not done, was to really let down my guard completely, all the way. Not even for 1 second had I really allowed that, at least not consciously. And so I realized that I had a choice. I could keep doing what I had been doing. I would very likely keep getting the same kind of results, which weren't good. And I had reached a point in my life at that time, this was 2012, that it was pretty clear I couldn't keep that up. Like, not just theoretically, but very directly, day to day. I didn't, I just couldn't keep doing that. I had really brought myself to a difficult place, extremely difficult, and it just wasn't clear that I was going to be able to survive much longer if I continued the way that I had been. So I had this choice. I could either keep doing that, and that wasn't going to work out well, or I could really, genuinely, honestly, sincerely let my guard down. And I got to tell you, even though it seems like an obvious choice, I mean, there I was at a dead end. Continuing to do the same thing was clearly not going to work out well. So the obvious choice would be to do the thing that was different. But it was not an easy choice because every all of my conditioning said do anything other than that. Run, hide, escape, distract, do anything. But the logic was irrefutable. There was no way out. I had tried out. I had tried to escape, and it was not going to work. So the only thing left to me really was the last thing I wanted to do. But blessedly, I accepted that invitation. And what I discovered was that it was not what I thought. It was not at all what I thought. I thought it would be very uncomfortable, difficult, strenuous. And it, I encountered many of those things, but when I encountered those things, it was not because of what was actually there. It was because of the resistance still. So as I just continued to let go, again, what I discovered was that it was not at all what I thought. And I discovered what it is that I had been longing for. Not as something that I could possess, as I have never been able to possess it, but as what I am, what life is. So it's not something that I can have and hold on to as a trophy, and I can say, look at me, I've arrived, I've found it, I've got there, I've got the prize. It doesn't work like that in my experience. It's much more humbling than that. And it is the greatest gift and blessing that I've discovered. So I offer this invitation to you. And since you're here, then I assume that there's something in you that is interested, curious. So there you have it. Now, some people will be curious and interested, but they'll think, but I don't know how. And if you don't, if you don't know how, I mean, I would say you do know how, uh, because it's not about doing, it's about recognizing what it is that you are already doing, trying to avoid, and let that go bit by bit, step by step, moment by moment, here and now. So it's not about doing it once, perfecting it, arriving at some state. It's about learning about how it is that you have been trained to try and hide from yourself, to try to avoid yourself, to try and outrun yourself. And that's just something that is available to you through self-study, through self-awareness. If that's something still that you think, I don't, okay, I'm interested, but I still don't really get it, I don't know how, then I can suggest to you that one thing that has been very helpful for me is breath awareness. So just to be aware of the breath sounds very uninteresting, unimpressive, perhaps, but it's extraordinarily helpful when explored in the right spirit and in the right way. And I do have a free course on my website that you can get access to on that subject if you're interested. If you think that that would be helpful and supportive for you, I'll provide the link in the description. It's free, no strings attached. I think that you might find it useful. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Blessings to you. Take care. Bye for now.